King Red Diamonds, and I'm back for another Elden Ring video. Today in this video, I'm finally bringing you guys a build. Um, I've had multiple builds, I've used multiple builds, but this one right here, I think I have had the most fun with. It also does the most damage in my opinion. It takes advantage of one of the hardest hitting weapons in this game, the Royal Greatsword, which you get from Blythe. You do his quest and the intertwining Ronnie's quest, and he'll drop this weapon along with his armor set. But this weapon is absolutely insane, and the main reason is because, for one, its AR is off the charts, and its skill, Wolf's Assault, is crazy. As you can see, he launches himself into the air with like a somersault, jams the sword into the ground, and releases it to do an AoE ice burst. That technique does so much damage by itself. If you were to get frostbite up on an enemy and then do that technique, you're going to put out even more damage, because if you don't know, whenever you get frostbite up on an enemy, they take 20%. I think their damage negation goes down by 20%. So you'll be able to hit them for more damage if you inflict frostbite. But this is a frost build that I put together for this. This is a frost build that I put together for this weapon. So hope you guys enjoy it. I please ask that you like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate all the support, you guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to keep trying to get these videos out more and more. So thank you for bearing with me, and we're going to hop right into it. Over my equipment and stuff, and the stats and everything to show you how I put this thing together. So again, I'm using the Royal Greatsword, which you get from Blythe and Ronnie's quest. Blythe will drop it at the end once you defeat him. So if you want to get this sword, make sure you complete that quest, and then he'll drop this sword along with his armor. But this sword is insane. It does have, I think it does have one of the highest attack power ARs in the game. Like its attack rating is ridiculous. But this weapon scales with strength, intelligence, and dex. As I have a +9. I can't get a +10, but I'm kind of saving my somber ancient dragonstone just in case. But if I push this to 10 +10, it'll be insane. But as a C scaling in strength, C scaling in intelligence, and a D scaling in dex, it requires 26 strength, 22 intelligence, and 18 dex. It does deal magic damage, so it definitely is a good idea to invest in mind and intelligence, obviously, in order to get the maximum out of this weapon, because its skill, Wolf's Assault, does take up FP. So definitely make sure, if you're going to be spamming it like I do, make sure you at least invest into mind enough to be able to use it as many times as you can. As many times as you can. I'm also running a Golem's Great Bow, just for picking off enemies at a distance and stuff. I can upgrade it higher, but for now I'm just going to keep it at +5 until I decide I want to go higher. I'm also running a Finger Seal, and then I'm running the Meteorite Staff, and also a Sacred Ushikatana. So the Finger Seal, of course, is for my Flame Grant Me Strength and my Flame Cleanse Me. Those are my two main incantations that I use, and those, in my opinion, are the two most important. Flame Grant Me Strength is a attack buffer, so it gives you increased attack on physical and I think fire damage. So if you are running a build that does deal with fire, or you have a weapon that has like maybe fire attribute on it, Flame Grant Me Strength is your best bet to get the most damage out of that weapon, especially if you want to throw in some incantations. And now Flame Cleanse Me pretty much cleanses you of Scarlet Rot, poison, and I think blood loss, but I'm not too sure. I can check it for you. Let's see. Where is it? Here it is. Flame Grant Me Strength, Flame Cleanse Me. So yeah, alleviates poisons and Scarlet Rot buildup and cures these ailments. So This right here, in my opinion, is um, the best item for cleansing you of the most, I would say, the most contracted afflictions in this game. Scarlet Rot and Poison, you get afflicted with those way more than any other type of affliction in this game. Unless you decide that you want to run um, PvP or something like that. But for all PvE like activities, more than likely, if you play through this game enough, you'll see that you'll get afflicted with Scarlet Rot and Poison more than anything else. So having Flame Cleanse Me around helps a lot. It also helps for anybody who wants to save. Um, Say you want to save your red flasks, your health flasks, and you don't want to use them too much. You can go ahead, use flame cleanse me, and then it'll cure you of your ailments. You can use one of your flasks, and now you're good instead of having to continually use them over and over again, and hope you can find a grace before you run out of flasks and the scarlet rot or the poison kills you. You use flame cleanse me, it'll get rid of all that. You can use your flask one time and then you're good to go and move on to the next place instead of having to run through them, and now you're out of luck if you end up running into an enemy and you have no more healing flasks. So definitely very good. Again, flame grant me strength, probably one of the most used buffs, just because of the attack boost it gives you to your physical damage. So can't go wrong with these two. Definitely worth getting. And those are the only two incantations I'm using because they're the only ones I honestly need for this build. Next, I have, where are they? I have two spells that I'm using, and that is Freezing Mist and then Zamer Ice Storm. Freezing Mist pretty much, of course, as it says, puts up a mist of ice around you. The longer you hold your activation, the more of an icy smoke screen it'll give you. So it'll fill the area up with a lot more ice, and as long as the enemy is caught inside that freezing mist, they will get hit with frostbite. And once that frostbite activates, they're going to take more damage for a certain amount of time. Meaning that now, once you have them, inflicted with frostbite, you can throw out a wolf's assault, and boom, you're doing a massive amount of damage. And then you also have the Zamer Ice Storm, which pretty much forms a huge ice tornado around you, and it like constantly damages anything inside of its range. Also, it can cause frostbite buildup just because, again, it is an ice sorcery. So both of these together work very well. These work well. This spell actually works well for PvP as well, and it also works well for PvE. This is pretty good on bigger enemies, but it also is very useful on smaller enemies. This right here is very, very useful on bigger enemies because you can just get underneath them and then pop this, and then you'll pretty much hit them with a huge tornado of ice. This will clear out a large number of enemies, so if you're fighting more than one enemy and you throw this out, you can probably take them out with this alone. Or if not, just build up that frostbite and then boom, do your wolf's assault. Because wolf's assault is an AoE attack, it's a pretty deadly combo. So these two definitely help amplify this build, and it turned out pretty damn well in my opinion. But back to our equipment. So again, Royal Greatsword, Golden Bow, I got a Finger Seal, Meteorite Staff, and then that Sacred Uchi Katana. This Uchi Katana is only here because of Golden Vow. Golden Vow, if you don't know, as you can see, is skill passed down from antiquity among the knights of the capital, raises armament aloft, and pledges honor to the Erd Tree in battle, granting self and nearby allies increased attack and defense. So basically, this just gives me an attack and defense buff. So before a boss battle, I'll switch to my Uchi Katana, use my Golden Vow skill, get my attack and defense buff, immediately switch back to my Greatsword, and then I'm ready to go to battle. So that is literally what that's there for. There's no other reason for this to be here because I don't use this weapon other than using Golden Vow. Meteorite Staff, in my opinion, Meteorite Staff might be one of the best staffs. Like, other people will have different opinions saying like this staff is better, that staff is better. I like this staff because, for one, you don't need to use any stones on it. It already comes with an S grading on intelligence, so you don't need to technically, I don't even think you can upgrade this. I think this just literally comes as is. So you don't have to waste any smithing stones on it, and it already has a pretty damn good scaling on it. So it's going to help amplify your magic a lot more. Now it does boost your gravity magic, but I'm not using any gravity magic, so I don't have to worry about that. Either way, it's still going to give me a nice boost on my magic damage. Either way, so definitely a very good staff to get. If you want to know where to get this staff from, um, you can get it from over here at the Street of Sages Ruin, right here in Kaled. So if you come down here, the best way I know that I like to use to get here is coming up to the Smoldering Church, and then just following this road all the way down here, and then you'll come across this over here. So follow the road, and then you'll be able to see this over here, Streets of Sage's Ruins. Come over here, and you should find the meteorite staff. But back to our equips. As for my armor, I do not focus my armor on my build. A lot of people you can use a certain piece of armor that'll amplify maybe a certain weapon or a certain skill or even a certain affliction, and it'll give you even bonus damage. Me personally, I can care less about any of that. My main focus is fashion. I just want to look good while I'm whooping ass. So that's all I care about. I don't care about anything else. I don't care about min-maxing to the point where I'm one-shotting enemies because I have on a certain helmet that'll help me do more damage. I do not care. I literally am here for the fashion, and if I do say so myself, my fashion looks awesome. So if you don't think so, screw you. Nah, I'm playing. But nah, seriously, like I just focus on the fashion. I don't care about min-maxing my equipment at all. So this doesn't really matter. Use whatever you want. I'm using this. It has pretty decent poise, and the equipment load is high, but it's okay. It's fine. I can deal with this. But next, we're going to move our talismans. So I'm running a magic scorpion charm, which raises magic attack and lowers damage negation. This works very, very well with my greatsword. If I switch over to my AR stats, you can see that I have 986 AR on this thing. This is without buffs. This is its natural stat. This is its natural attack power right now, without any buffs like Sacred Vow or like Flame Grant Me Strength. It has none of those buffs active. This is literally its base. So if I activate those buffs, it'll definitely be over 1,000 AR, and that's insane. So Magic Scorpion Charm is definitely boosting my AR. If I was to take this off, so say I was to like just pop this off, you see it drops all the way down to 928, and this is boosting it to 986. So this is very, very good. Now you get the Magic Scorpion Charm from doing the Celavis quest. You don't have to complete his quest, but you do have to advance his quest to the point where he will give you this charm. So whenever you, for anybody who doesn't know where Celavis is up here in this area. So when you finish this area right here, the Raya Lucaria area, you're gonna come over. You're going to make your way over to the side and work your way all the way up through here, where you'll come to EG right here, the War Counselor, and it'll take you into this castle over here, where you'll fight a boss at Caria Manor. You'll come through there, boom, come up through here. Ronnie will be here. This is her rise. Ronnie the Witch is there, and then right over here is Celavis. So once you finish talking to Ronnie and you get all the dialogue you can out of it, you're going to come down here, come to Celavis, talk to him, and begin his quest. If you want to know how to actually do that, let me know in the comment section, and then I will post another video letting you know how to do his quest and all that stuff. But that's where you get the Magic Scorpion Charm from. You don't have to finish his quest, like I said. All you have to do is get to the point where he gives you this, and you don't even have to worry about his quest anymore, because he's not going to give you anything that's of importance, really, except for this. So Magic Scorpion Charm, definitely worth running, especially on an intelligence build. Any build that you're using magic, if you're using magic at all, you're going to want to run this Magic Scorpion Charm. It does lower your damage negation, but you'll see how I combated that, and it works out really well. So Magic Scorpion Charm, definitely worth using. Next we have Shard of Alexander. As you can see, it greatly boosts the attack power of skills. As you know, Wolf's Assault is a skill on this weapon, so it's going to greatly boost the attack power of Wolf's Assault whenever I do it. That paired with Magic Scorpion Charm, insane amount of damage. Um, this right here, Shard of Alexander, you get from completing Alexander the Iron Fist quest. So if you started his quest, which most people I'm sure have started, you'll find him around this area right here. So um, I didn't go get the grace yet. I kind of skipped past it, but he's around this area right here. So you come around this area right here, you'll start his quest. He'll be stuck in the ground, and you pop him out. Boom. And then he'll pop up all over the map and stuff. So again, if you want me to go over the steps and stuff of how to do the quest, let me know in the comment section, and I will definitely do that for you guys so you can get the stuff that you need. But you get that from doing his quest. And once you do his quest and get to the end of it, he'll drop this right here, and then you can equip this, and it's great. Honestly, this right here is probably one of the this between this right here and probably the green turtle, or maybe carrying filigree crest. This right here is going to be probably the most used talisman you have, because it's going to greatly boost the attack power of your skills. So any weapon that has a certain skill on it, no matter what it is, it's going to boost that skill's attack power. So this is definitely worth running. Definitely get your hands on this when you can. Next, I'm running Dragon Crest Shield Talisman. Now I do have this is the weaker one. I think they have a Dragon Crest Shield +2 talisman and stuff, which goes up to greatly and vastly. I know one is greatly and one vastly boosts your physical damage. When I can get my hands on both of the other ones, I will definitely switch those out for swap this one out for those. But this one boosts your physical damage negation. Now, like I said before, remember I told you the Magic Scorpion Charm raises my magic attack, but it also lowers my damage negation. If I go over to my damage negation, and I take this off, as you can see, all my physical damage for physical, strike, slash, and pierce, they're all down under 20. And that's because of the Magic Scorpion Charm. But when I throw on the Dragon Crest Shield, they go back up to over 20, which is their normal stat. If I take away the Magic Scorpion Charm, and then I take away this, you can see that my physical damage and all that stuff is pretty much in the same range as it would be if I had the Magic Scorpion Charm on and the Dragon Crest Shield. So I'm pretty much gaining more attack while not losing any defense. So that's why I'm running Dragon Crest Shield. Having the Magic Scorpion Charm on and this one on right here gives me that attack boost, but it also doesn't take away from my defense anymore, just because of this talisman. Now, like I said, when I find the other talismans that'll greatly boost my damage negation, I will definitely go for those, and then it'll be even better for me. So if you want to run Magic Scorpion Charm, I do recommend you run something that'll give you a damage boost, a damage negation boost, just because if you're going to take a lot of damage, you're going to probably have to invest a lot of points into health and all that stuff, and you don't want to waste points. So I felt like this was the best combo to combat, my damage negation issues. But the last one I have, again, is Carrion Filigree Crest, which I said before is probably between these two and this one right here. One of the most important talismans, especially for anybody who uses a lot of FP. If you're a caster or sorcerer or anything like that, if you have a build that uses a lot of FP, you're going to want Carrion Filigree Crest, because it lowers the FP cost of all your skills. So that means it's going to allow me to throw out Wolf's Assault even more often than I would have been if I wasn't running Filigree Crest. So all these work in tandem to pretty much give me the best, put me in the best position for this build to just outright destroy shit. Sorry guys, I had an issue with the recording, but I'm gonna actually go over my stats now. As for my level, I'm pretty high level, just because I've played through. This is, I think, my third playthrough, but I literally went rune farming for a while, did some stuff with a friend of mine and everything. So I had a lot of runes left over. You do not need to be this high level at all. You don't need to be this high level. Because honestly, until you, well, I'll say this. Once you get to like your second or third playthrough, you should be around your second playthrough. I would say you should be around 150 or close to it. Then your third playthrough, you should probably be pushing close to 200 to 220 probably. Like I said, I had a whole bunch of runes left over, just because of rune grinding and doing stuff with friends and all that stuff. But um, as for my stats go, they're all pretty damn even. As you can see, I got 60 in vigor, 60 in mind, 60 in endurance, 60 in strength, 40 in dex, 60 in intelligence, 20 in faith, and 8 in arcane. The only reason my faith is as high as it is because you need at least 15 faith to use flame grant me strength. Other than that, I don't really use faith as much, but I pushed it to 20 because 20 is the soft cap for pretty much every stat. So I said, why not just push it to 20 since I need 15 faith anyway. Arcane I do not need at all because I'm not using anything that deals with arcane. Vigor is at 60. It doesn't really need to be, but again, I told you I had a whole bunch of leftover runes, like a whole bunch of runes that I just threw into random stats. The main stats you want to focus on is your dex and intelligence. Not dex, your strength and intelligence. Sorry. Dex, you don't need as much of. I put dex at 40, which is a pretty decent rate for it to be a pretty decent stat for it to be at. Doesn't need to really be higher than that. Strength and intelligence, I put those up to 60 because the weapon does scale with all three of those stats, but it gets more of a return from intelligence than it does from strength, really. Even though strength has a higher number requirement, a higher stat requirement, this weapon is a magic weapon, so it scales better with intelligence than it does strength. But I just decided to equal those out because as I was doing the math on it and scrolling through and making sure that I was getting the maximum amount of stats I could, I saw that putting them both at 60 and not really going any further was the best option, just because as you go past 60, you'll see a drop off in how much you get on your stat multiplier. So from say your base stat all the way up to 60, you may get a steady count of maybe 3 to 4 extra points in your AR, and then once you hit that range of like 50 to 60, that's when it'll drop off, and then anything over 60 it'll drop off even more, so you may be getting like to one every 3 levels. So stopping at 60 was pretty much the best thing I could do, and it worked out pretty well because you can see I have 986 AR on this weapon. It's crazy. um so yeah, strength and intelligence 60, dex 40. It's pretty good range of stats, so you don't have to worry about that too much. Next we have our mind. Since this is technically a magic caster build and I'm going to be using magic and using a lot of FP, I just gave myself 60 mind. You don't really have to go to 60. You can probably stop at 50 mind and be fine, just because of filigree crest really helps a lot, so you don't really have to go to 60 mind. But again, like I said, I had a whole bunch of runes left over, so I just used it and pushed it up there. And then endurance you don't need this high either. Endurance you can probably get away with your endurance at like 40, 45 maximum, and that's only if you're using heavy armor. If you're not using heavy armor, you don't really need to go with your endurance that high. um if anything, I'll say 30 endurance is a good cap for pretty much any type of play up until this point. Now later on in the game, you might want to invest into endurance more, or you might want to invest into endurance more depending on your play style. If you like to play aggressively, definitely invest into endurance because you're going to probably be doing a lot of attacks, and obviously when you're attacking, that takes up a lot of stamina. Um, if you're playing more defensively, I feel as though you don't need as much mind because more than likely you're going to keep your distance as much as you possibly can, and you're going to be on hit and run tactics. So those type of players don't really need to have that much mind because your stamina will refill as you're doing your hit and run. So endurance is pretty much mind and endurance are pretty much personal preference stats. But if I was to recommend anything for like average, I would probably go with around, if you're a caster, I would probably do around 50 to 55 mind. And then endurance, if you're not wearing heavy armor, around 30. 30 to 35, fine, but 30 would be a good range for endurance. Vigor, you can probably pump your vigor to 42 because 42 would give you around 1500 vigor, 1500 HP, which is pretty decent. But if you want to go higher, you can if you want to. If you want to save points, then probably just drop 42 on vigor, leave it at that. Mine 30, endurance around 40, and then this once you get those up, then you can focus on your damage stats. But those are my stats. Again, you don't really need to be this high level, but it'll help. I'll say that. But yeah, that's the build. Um, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys like it. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know how you guys feel. Again, hit that comment section. Let me know what's up. I appreciate you guys. It's King Red Diamonds. I'm out.